All right, today we coming to you with another episode of the Wisecracking. We taking it out to Sin City. We got Veronica with us today. So what's good, Veronica?
Not much, just working.
Just working. That's what's up. So let's get right to it. I'll be mindful of your time. Let me ask, how long have you been in the auto glass industry?
I've been in the auto glass industry a little over 7 years now, mainly on the admin side of things, running the business, the operations side of it.
Okay, so admin and auto glass for 7 years. Wow, 7 years. It seemed like it's
Mhm.
been longer, but what made you like initially? If you can go back down memory lane, what initially made you get started like want to do auto glass?
Well, at first it just came up on the job. A friend recommended me. He was working at a car wash, so they had an opening, and then from there I just took a liking to everything because there's just so many moving parts to auto glass, and there was just I like to just continuously learn something. So it was just interesting because once you went down the rabbit hole, there was just like so much to do with auto glass, and I just became really intrigued. And as time went on, I just learned so much about the business and just continued to evolve and learn everything that I can.
That's what's
So
up.
I just,
Your true definition of growing as you go.
yeah.
Always trying to get better. I see you like you always reading self help books. You always doing things to get better. Like true testament to knowledge is power. So, with you made a comment, you said so many different things in auto glass. So, like with that being said, what services do you guys offer, and what all like do you do in regards to auto glass?
So we offer the windshield repairs, replacements, and calibrations.
Mhm.
So that's what we're offering right now as our services.
Okay. So
What
that's
was the
what's
other
up.
part of
So
the question?
three things that don't take away from your that don't take away from one another, but also generate more revenue. All three can be pretty profitable. Um,
Yeah.
so with that, with windshield repair, I know you've done repairs and you've done the whole admin side of it. What bit of advice would you give someone starting out in the windshield repair industry?
I would give them, so if you're in the office in the admin side of things, maybe do a ride along with actual technicians on the field because now that I'm also doing calibrations myself and the windshield repairs, I see it from a whole nother angle and perspective. So then now I kind of see everything as the whole picture from the beginning to the end. So it's
Mhm.
definitely beneficial to do a ride along so you could see firsthand how the technician does everything on the field, how they interact with the customers, the questions that customers have, any paperwork you want to give them, maybe like a little warranty card, referral card, things like that. That
Mhm.
will go a long way too.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw you on the spot here. You talking about you do a ride along to like understand things. Um, Tell me more. Well, tell the audience more because I know this, but tell us more about you actually getting your hands dirty. You don't just do admin; you actually do work. So tell me what it's like being a repair technician out there doing repairs.
So at first it was a little intimidating because I usually just talk to people on the phone and it's so easy for me to close customers on the phone all day. But now I'm actually showing up and it's like I said, it's just a whole nother side of the business because you're face to face with these customers. You're like, I really want to make sure I do a good job. So I have been taking a little longer than normal because
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make sure when they come out, there's not going to be no weird vibes of like, oh, what did you do to my car? It looks worse. So I'm really been
Right.
taking my time on making sure everything looks good. Just super extra customer service, making sure
Mm-hmm.
everything, all their needs are addressed, that we show them the before and the after. So
Mm-hmm.
that way they feel like they got good work done and they
Yeah.
went with the right company.
Nah, that's right. So one big thing for anyone starting out, even if you're a seasoned vet, like what happens a lot is that we get caught up in the work. We just assume that everyone knows what windshield repair is, but setting the right expectation, explaining like this is what a windshield repair is, this is what it will do. It cannot take your windshield to its pre-damaged condition. If you wanted to get to its pre-damaged condition, you need to get a replacement. I'm a repair technician, not a magician. I can't go find that piece of glass that came out to put it back in, but I will repair and I will enhance its cosmetic appearance. But a lot of times we forget about that because we just get caught up in what we do every day and get caught up in that people actually know what windshield repair is. So setting that
Yeah.
right expectation is key. And yeah, shout out to you for always wanting to get better. I know you'll text a photo like, hey, what about this? What about that? The want to get better. We
Thank God
always
for
learn
learning.
as we go. So, I still, when I do repairs, I know what you mean with the like, it's not nervousness, but you always have that feeling like
Hmm.
I know what I'm doing, but when you're working on the real windshield, working on the customer's car, if they're there in front of you looking at you, it's like, oh man, like let me be on my P's and Q's to make sure I do everything to the T.
Yeah.
So that's really important for a lot of people. Like we still, even though we've been in the industry for a long time, we still have like that kind of nervousness slash like let me
Yeah.
make sure I come with my A game and do what I'm supposed to
Yeah.
do.
It's exactly. I didn't think I was gonna be as nervous as I was because, like, I know so much, and I do tell them on the phone, it's a structural repair. It's not cosmetic. It's not gonna go away. And then again, I tell them at the end, and then the best, I always seal it with feel it. You can't feel it anymore. As
Yeah,
long as you have that,
yeah,
hand, they can
yeah.
feel that. Oh, okay, then,
Yeah.
then they can tell that it's repaired. There's no hit
Right.
there
Yeah.
anymore.
Setting that expectation and having them understand it. Like sometimes people nod their head, they don't really listen there, but giving people a call to action, like, hey, rub your hand over. You can see it's flushed to
Hmm.
the surface. It won't crack out. We've enhanced its cosmetic appearance. I tell people all the time, it's like surgery. It's going to always be a scar. It's never going to disappear, never going
Yeah.
to go away. I have them give me a verbal, like, hey, they got it, but that's why I want to be interactive with the customer. So it's not like, oh, I thought this, oh, you did that, type deal. So it's good to do that part of it. So
Yep.
keeping it moving. You've done repairs. Have you ever done a replacement, or do you do the calibrations also yourself, or what?
Yep, I've done the calibrations myself. I've done a static and a dynamic.
Okay.
Um, I was I was more nervous than I needed to be. It's really not that difficult as
Mm-hmm.
long as your measurements are correct, your
Mm-hmm.
settings are correct. I just got the Autel system, so it's been really easy to navigate, and they
Okay.
have great customer support. So yeah, it's a very interactive tablet. It gives you step by step directions, and the customers are really impressed because there's a lot of companies where I'm at that are not offering
Mm-hmm.
calibrations. We're kind of behind in the calibration aspect as far as other markets like
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix and the bigger markets in the United States. So I think that they appreciate that because they do know that those functions are in their vehicle. They definitely know what I'm talking about when I ask them if they have the feature. So I've had customers, neighbors be like, "Oh, what are you guys doing?"
Mm-hmm.
Because they see us with the tablet hooked up and everything. So um, it's been really cool to be doing calibrations. Like I said, that's another part where I was always, when my calibration technicians out there, like, oh, now I see what they go through too when there's different variables as far as where the customer's vehicle's at, or, if we have to bring them in to do the calibration, whatever that is.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So on average, about how many cars do y'all see per day?
Right now we just started. I'm doing basically just referrals and some small social media marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's officially been 1 month since I started, 2 days shy of it. So we've only done about 15 cars for the month.
Mm-hmm.
That's a mixture of replacements, repairs, and calibrations. But again, I didn't pay much for that advertisement on Facebook, literally like $3 a day for like, a couple of weeks that I started it. So
Yeah.
hopefully here now we're going to ramp up the marketing aspect of it, and hopefully we're going to shoot for a car a day.
Mm-hmm.
That's our first goal. So
Okay.
then from there we're going to keep building up on that. So little
Look.
small goals, and then
Well, that's
to
what's
the
up. Well,
finish line.
give yourself a round of applause for actually doing your own thing, starting your own thing. A lot of people always had that idea. I'm gonna do my own thing. Someday, and they never do it. But shout out to you to actually taking all
Of
you've
course.
learned in the industry, doing your own thing now. Yeah, so shout out to you for doing that.
Thank you.
Because a lot
Thank
of
you,
us,
Corey.
we always say we're gonna do something, we never do it. But you
I know
actually
it
taking
took
the
a
steps.
while, but we made it here. Got it. Sometimes you have to promote yourself in life. That's what I did. I had to promote myself, and you can't wait around for somebody else to promote you. You got to take that step. It's you got to have discipline. That's the number one thing. And then people like Corey who can help you because you have definitely been helpful, and I appreciate you because I don't know what I would do if I couldn't call you and ask you some questions.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate you too, Corey. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, no worries on that. And before I let you get out of here, one last you just gave some advice to people who's looking to get started. But for anyone that's looking to get started, like they're on the fence where they want to do replacement, they might be a repair technician looking to do replacements, calibrations, or whatever world they're in right now. What advice would you give someone for venturing out, like starting out with doing repair, replacements, or calibrations? Like any kind of advice you would give, or steps to take, or things that you've learned along the way that would be helpful for someone to know starting out?
Product knowledge is really big. If you don't have product knowledge, you're not going to really be able to sell your product, or you'll oversell and underdeliver. And that's something that I do never want to do. You don't want to oversell and underdeliver, to your customer because they might not come back, you know? So you really want to build that relationship with your customer because the goal is to have them continuously come back to you. So if they're not happy, make it right, because you want to, like I said, you want to have that clientele that's going to keep coming back where you're not paying for the customer, you know, for the marketing and all that. And that's, you know, building a good network in that way. So
Yeah.
I think that's really important. Product knowledge, then you'll be able to sell everything that your services offer.
Yeah, product knowledge. Product knowledge is key. If you know what you're doing and you can explain it and educate people, I always say it this way: if you educate somebody, they'll sell themselves. But you got to
Hmm.
know what you got. You got to know what you got to be able to sell. And like you say, be consistent with what you're selling, and don't oversell them. You know, like I'm doing something you can't do, but knowing what you got. But that's like very impactful and great information. So I appreciate you for your time, Veronica. Thank you
Thank
for
you for
coming
having
on to
me.
give information about your journey and how others can help get started with windshield repairs. Just get started in the auto glass journey. You know, you might be doing repairs right now and want to, add on calibrations or add on replacements. So we appreciate you for your time, and good seeing you.
Thank you, Corey.
All right,
Thanks
no
for
problem.
having me.
Yeah, no problem. Take care.